guys, I'm Pani and this is my channel. So as you can see in the title, it is time for another episode of Pani's Playing, where I sum up what I've been playing over the last week or so and what I'm thinking about it, how I'm enjoying it. And for the last week or so, I've been like completely and utterly addicted to the PC MMO Rift. So like I said, Rift is an MMORPG for the PC. It was released a few months ago, I think. This video isn't going to have like my thoughts and opinions on MMOs as a genre, because I actually did a whole video about that on Monday. I'll put a link to it here so you guys can see if you haven't already, but this is just going to be about the game itself, not the whole MMO aspect. So yeah, it's an MMO for the PC, like I've said about 3 times. It's kind of similar to World of Warcraft, as a lot of MMOs tend to be these days. It's like, I signed on for the first time and I was like, wow, it's WoW. But the UI in this game is like very similar to WoW. It's got the same kind of like look overall, as well as how it functions. It's got like ability bars, and it's got the same HP thing on the top, and health points and everything. The UI is very similar to WoW, but a lot of MMOs tend to do that these days because it just works, so there's no point like changing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, so it's fair enough that it's kind of like stealing WoW's UI. The game borrows a little bit more from WoW. It's set in 2 factions, like WoW is like Horde and Alliance, but Rift has the Guardians and the Defiants. And I haven't been paying too much attention to the story, because when it comes to MMOs, I just kind of want to get in there and kill stuff, but from what I gather, there's the 2 different factions. There's Guardians and Defiants, like I said. The Guardians are the ones who have been chosen by the gods and have been like brought back from the dead to fight for the Guardians, and the Defiants are the ones who have like kind of defied that, hence the name Defiance. They've defied the Guardians, and they're like making their own technology so they can fight without having to be chosen. I've been playing as a Defiant, but I actually did make a Guardian character earlier, but most of my experience with the game has been on the Defiant side, but it has been pretty fun so far. When it comes to character selection, it's pretty, there's like a bit to choose from. You've got 3 races in each faction. There's like a humanish kind of race, there's an elfish race, and one of them has a kind of like giant race, so that's the Defiants have a giant kind of race, and the Guardians have a little dwarf. I made a little dwarven one, it's really cute, but so there's 3 races in each faction, and then every race gets to choose 4 callings, which is Warrior, Rogue, Mage, and Cleric. When it comes to the characters, in my opinion, where the game really shines is like building up your own class. It's almost like you get to, because there's the 4 callings, there's Warrior, Rogue, Mage, and Cleric. Within those 4 callings, every class has 7 souls, and the souls are just like different skill trees, and you get to choose 3 skill trees to build up. And you can actually, like, if you make a mistake or you decide you don't want one of your souls anymore, you can reset them for a fee in-game and like rebuild, and you can have more than one, so you can have like a separate set of souls for like tanking or PvP, or like when you want to mob or when you want to go to a raid or whatever. It's pretty cool, and the system itself is really inventive, and it's nice that you're not really locked into whatever you pick. Like, for instance, I know someone who's playing a cleric, and clerics are really like, they're not just like stuck as healers. They can do like, they can tank, they can attack, they can heal, they can do a lot of things in this game. Cleric is probably what I would have chosen if I'd known now what I knew when I started, but no, it is really cool how you can just like, I'll just use an example again because it's easier. I bought a second set of souls, so I had like the 2 sets that I could switch between, and my first one for my rogue was like an archery soul, and it was marksman, ranger, and bard, so I could buff myself with my bard skills, and I could also use my archery skills with ranger and marksman. And I was playing around with the second soul, and I could use like bombs, and I was like a saboteur and 2 other it's sort of hard to explain it, but you should definitely look it up because it is a really interesting system, and I do think it's like one of the more unique and interesting features of Rift. The gameplay itself is pretty standard for an MMO. There's a lot of quests to do. They kind of start you out, you go do some quests. I'm still doing quests at like level 23. I'm still got like a lot of story quests and not story quests. There's even PvP quests, but I haven't been picking them up because I'm not really into PvP in any game, so I'm just kind of steering clear of that at this point. But it is pretty cool, like, lots of quests. It seems like a pretty good story. I'm not paying that much attention because, like I said, I just want to level up and kill stuff and level up some more. There are also instance dungeons, but I haven't actually done any of those yet. I tried today, but I couldn't find a group to go with, which sucks, but I do want to try that out at some point. There's also, there are these really cool things in-game. They're kind of like events, and they happen pretty often. There's rifts. Rifts are like people coming in. I'm not really sure where they're coming in from because, like I said, not really paying attention to the story. But people kind of like coming in to take over what are they taking over or destroying? I think they're destroying, trying to destroy us. And you find a tear, you have to open up the tear with this skill you have, and then you have to fight like waves of monsters that come through, and you can do it in a group or on your own, but it's kind of hard on your own. And you get, you know, prizes at the end of it. It is pretty fun. It's nice to it's nice that there's like always something to do if you don't want to quest or you don't want to just like grind. It's nice that there's always little things like that going on. There are also invasions where the monsters, come in and try to destroy, and like they send in like groups of monsters and they go throughout, they like follow paths, so you're just like you're just like walking along trying to get to a quest and something that's like 6 monsters trying to kill you, and you're like, ah, damn it, gotta beat this invasion. It took me a little while to get my head around the whole invasions and rifts and tears and everything, but once I figured it out, it is pretty fun. It's a good way to like group together. It's pretty fun because people just like form parties and raid groups, and you'll suddenly find yourself with like 16 other people fighting this giant boss, and I like that. It's nice that they kind of just like throw you into the social part of the MMO. But I will end this there because I've said pretty much all I have to say about Rift. I'm enjoying it a lot, and I do suggest trying out the trial if it's something you're interested in. If it's not, just give it a go, because it is, you know, it's free, 7-day trial. Just give it a go. It is fun. I'm gonna have to tear myself away from it at some point next week to play a different game so I can do Penny's playing for next Friday, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But anyway, that's it for now. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, my Facebook, or my blog. The links are in the description. You can check that out for my updates on my videos, or just my gaming life, or my personal life, whatever you're into. Don't forget that Monday's video is going to be a video that's been suggested by a viewer. So if you've got an idea for like a list, or something you want me to talk about, something you want me to discuss, you want to hear my opinion on something, you know, go ahead and suggest it in the comments here, or on my Twitter replies, or on my Facebook. Anyway, just if you've got an idea, just hit me up, and I might do it on Monday. So we'll have a video up on Monday, viewer suggestion, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!